Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my 5.7 Chevy swapped Mustang GT. So let's get into today's video. Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna go over actually what's going to happen to my green Mustang. My green Mustang was actually a V6. I don't know why I said GT in the intro, but it was a V6, and then I 4-valve swapped it. And now we're gonna put a Chevy 5.7 liter Mercruiser engine, which is the boat motor, into it, and we're gonna be setting it up for do a little bit of drag racing. So we have a pretty much very low mile 5.7 liter Chevy Mercruiser. We're going to be putting a carb manifold on it and a 600 CFM, I think it's Holley or Edelbrock carburetor that has vacuum secondaries. Also, I am putting behind this motor a T56 out of a LT1 Camaro. So they're going to work together perfectly. If you have a one-piece rear main seal on your 350, you can run the LT1 flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate. You'll need a pilot shaft bushing for your small block Chevy, but other than that, you should be good to go. Now, if you have a two-piece rear main seal 5.7 Chevy, the ones that are before 1985, then you'll need a specially made flywheel that I think Fidanza, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but someone online makes a flywheel to adjust to go from the two-piece to the LT1. But for the 5.7 that I have, my T56 is gonna bolt right up. Flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, everything's gonna bolt right up. So that was perfect. So we're gonna, at the end of the day, we're gonna have a 6-speed carbureted 5.7 liter Chevy motor in pretty much a shell of a Mustang, because there's no interior in it at all, and this thing is going to be fun. So let me stop talking and I can show you the parts now. Alright, so it isn't much of a looker right now because I have to do a lot of painting, a lot of cleaning on it, but this is actually the pulley system that I'm going for. So this is the tensioner, water pump, crank pulley, alternator, and then one idler pulley. So no power steering, anything like that. We took off all the marine stuff. I have some headers from my LT1 that's gonna fit on these perfectly. They're long tube headers. The intake manifold is being welded up. It had a few low spots in it, so we're getting welded up. I'm gonna put it back on. Probably gonna remove this relocator plate because I don't think it's gonna fit in the car the way it is. But yeah, pretty much your average run-of-the-mill 5.7 liter Chevy. But this is a Mercruiser. I think this is supposed to be a little bit beefed up compared to the regular one, but I'm not really sure. I'd have to do my research on the Chevy stuff. I really don't know anything about it. But it should be just as simple as my 5.0 Mustang over there. HEI distributor, carburetor, set it at TDC, and fire the thing up. You know, it's very, very simple. So it's going to be a simple setup, and it's going to work great. This thing is definitely Chevy's bread and butter. I know everyone jumps all over the LS, but before the LS, this thing was in absolutely every single Chevy. So this here is going to be mated to my LT1 T56. The reason why I keep saying my LT1 T56 is because the LT1 version of the T56 came with the LT1 bell housing that is also shared with the small block Chevys. But if you get an LS1 T56, it will not bolt up to your small block Chevy. So keep that in mind, guys. You need an LT1 T56 from a Camaro or from anything that has it to go to your small block Chevy. So this is the T56, and this is all the factory hardware. Well, it's an aftermarket clutch and pressure plate, but it's all of the pretty basic stuff. This is an LT1 flywheel, LT1 clutch, LT1 pressure plate. All I need now to join the 350 and the T56 would be the pilot shaft bushing. So we're actually super close to putting it together. Let me show you the headers I got for this thing. These are the long tube headers I have from the LT1. They should bolt right up to the 5.7, the 350, pretty much the same thing, and it should bolt right up. So it's gonna have long tube headers and a T56 and a 600 CFM carburetor. This is the carburetor that we will be putting on it. It's a Holley Performance 600 CFM with vacuum secondary, which should be perfect for what I'm doing. We're going to be definitely driving this thing a lot on the street, so we want that vacuum secondary. The guy that I rent from in the shop, he's rebuilding this for me and putting some new valves and seals in it, so that's going to be perfect. He's also dealing with the intake manifold for me. I actually bought that 5.7 from him. That's why he's taking such good care of me when it comes to putting this thing together. So we have a carburetor manifold, 600 CFM, we have an HEI distributor, and pretty much all I need is a pilot shaft bushing to slap all this stuff together. Just to show you guys how the outside might be rusted, but the inside, it just moves like butter. Very easy to turn. So that's very encouraging when it comes to figuring out if there's anything wrong in the rotating assembly. Everything is actually decent in this motor. So alright guys, that is the setup. I know I've said it a million times in this video. Pretty basic, 350 Mercruiser engine, came out of a boat. We're going to be putting a T56 from an LT1 Camaro behind it. And we're going to be running a carburetor and HEI distributor, 600 Holley. This thing should run like an absolute dream. I can't wait to put it all together. We're going to run it on the ground just like we did the 5.0 for the S14 swap. And then we're going to put it in the vehicle and really scorch the tires with this thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for this content. There's going to be a lot more of this going on very soon. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you guys want to learn anything about this swap, because there's going to be a few parts that I have to buy to actually put this motor into the Mustang chassis, and you guys don't want to miss that. So make sure to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and stay tuned for more content like this. Always remember, don't drift without your dreams, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.